Yo, what's up? I hope you're well. Let's jump right in. Let me start by showing you a little snippet, a little preview of this exercise. Yeah. So, by the way, I am at 75 BPM there. And so, just the quick overview of what's going on. I'm doing singles in between my left hand and right foot. And then I switch it over to doubles in between my left hand and right foot. And I've got this ostinato going on the right hand on the ride. It's a grouping of three, but I only play the first two notes of the three note grouping. And my left foot is on all of the upbeats, all of the ands. And I gave you that example of the ostinato, the grouping of three, because I've recently started doing it, and I find it to be really challenging and really hard, and just something different, like something that I don't see a lot of guys necessarily do or tell you to practice. And I just think it's cool and it's interesting and it's hard. So that's the example. But of course, you can do all sorts of different groupings or ostinatos as simple as just eighth notes, as simple as a 1E and 2E and, or a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and so on. So let me maybe show you a little bit of that. Yeah. So those are a lot of the stuff that I run. That's a lot of the stuff that I run through when I'm doing this exercise. Those are like the ostinatos I like to play with, and I left out the grouping of three that has the two notes. I did it with the one note, just the first note from the three grouping. But yeah, and then of course, just going back and forth between the singles and doubles on between left hand and right foot makes it challenging, especially when you bump up the tempo. It gets nice and tricky, and it's a challenge. Of course, the next thing to add in there is the paradiddle variations on left hand and right foot. So I will do regular paradiddle into inverted paradiddle, and then into reverse paradiddle. And I'm going to do it with that two note, the three note grouping, but just with the first two notes being played. And so you can hear and see what that looks like. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so you could see I went from the singles or single paradiddle to inverted paradiddle to reverse paradiddle, and then I brought it back down to the inverted, back down to single. And I just like doing that. It's a hard thing to do. It gets tricky, screws me up a lot of the time, so I like to work on that. And you can mix match any of this stuff, and that's why this exercise is awesome, is like you can go from single paradiddle or any paradiddle variation into straight singles, and then when you do that, maybe after 4 bars you decide to change the ostinato on the right hand, and you want to get to the point where you're consciously making the decision, like, okay, after this next bar, I'm gonna switch the right hand to eighth notes, accenting the upbeats, and keep the singles or keep the doubles between left hand and right foot, or whatever the case. You know what I mean. But it becomes great for that. It's a great exercise to really hone in your focus and your discipline while you're playing and practicing, and you sort of get lost in the exercise, and it becomes, meditative, and before you know it, you're working on this thing for 30 minutes easily. So, but the exercise is great, I think, because, of course, you're working the four-way independence. You have left foot hitting the upbeats, the interplay of left hand and right foot, and then whatever the right hand, whatever you choose to make it do. So you have that going on, but it's also just going to help your grooving immensely because, most of the time when we're grooving, we're going to be doing one of these ostinato variations, a lot of time on the hi-hat, but a lot of time on the ride as well. And so forcing yourself to have all four limbs going underneath these ostinatos and making it as challenging as possible is only going to make you that much more comfortable when you're just rocking a groove in a song or in a session or whatever it may be. So that's why I think this exercise is amazing. There's so much you can do with it. Of course, bring that tempo up. Things get real challenging, and let me know your thoughts. Yeah, let me know if you take this and run with it and you do something else with it that I haven't thought of yet. I'd love to know. Give me a comment. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you go to your kit and give this a go, and let's talk. Let me know the thoughts. I appreciate it. Thank you. Peace.